Coming up on Mountain News this morning, an Eastern Kentucky Search and Rescue Department recently trained officials across the state. And felony gun ownership is in the midst of a court battle as some officials want to keep access restricted.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6:30 on Monday, March 25th. Now let's check in with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. Bright full moon on the overnight period, and it looks like we're going to have a spectacular sunrise. Yeah, we're checking out the night vision on the camera the last few hours. It's 41 right now. Some waves of clouds have been moving across the region. That's pretty much how things will continue to play out as we head through your Monday. As we pick up the breeze, though, and elevated fire risks, especially across the high terrain before the showers start to come into play overnight tonight and through Tuesday. Things improve Wednesday before we start to have a somewhat of a cool down again to wrap up the work week. Temperature-wise this morning, yeah, not bad. A few of us are in the 30s, like Manchester, crossing the state line into extreme western portions of Virginia. And it's 34. Good morning to you up at Ashland. Satellite weather composite, not much going on this morning. Yes, some radar returns just to our west. That action is drying up because close to the ground, it's majorly dry. So everything dries up if it does precipitate from the base of the cloud. So we end up calling it today partly sunny. A very nice afternoon, minus the elevated fire risk, and a forecast high close to 73 and hazard. All right, we'll time out the showers. We'll talk about the cool down. First alert 7-day forecast coming up in just a few moments. Olivia?
Tim, thank you. Saturday, the Wolfe County Search and Rescue hosted a basic search and rescue training for departments across the state. WYMT's RJ Johnson shares how trainings like these make a difference for emergency situations.
As the seasons change and more people are outdoors, officials with the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Squad, like Chief John May, are making sure they are up to date with trainings for different emergency situations.
They range in severity. You know, sometimes people are just lost. We don't really consider them that lost. They just don't know where they are, but we can get a coordinate. They may even still be on a trail, but they just ran out of daylight. Don't know how to navigate after dark and those kind of things. Some of those we can take care of over the phone.
But sometimes it might be a life-threatening situation they have to work through.
But then unfortunately we have more severe incidents like we've had over the past couple of weeks. A gentleman that slid off the side of Indian Staircase almost went off the side of a cliff, which was about a 100-foot cliff at that point. So we had to use some rope work. We kind of specialize in technical rope rescue, swiftwater rescue, but we've sent some of our rope techs in to rig a system to get down to him safely and then extract him away from that cliff ledge.
Training officer Eric Lutkinoff says it's also important for first responders to continue their trainings.
We train probably 3 to 4 times a month sometimes. This is starting to get into our training season. So we teach high-angle rope rescue. We do swiftwater classes. You know, who knows what next week's going to bring. So continuously training, continuously honing our skills is really what's going to make us better rescuers.
In the meantime, May says to also be aware of your surroundings and know your limits when outdoors.
Just pay attention to your surroundings. I say all the time, a cliff line has never killed anyone. The cliff is, you know, a stationary object. You know, it doesn't jump out and bite you or jump out and push you off a cliff. It's people getting too close to the edge of the cliff and they slip or lose their balance and then they tumble off.
In Wolfe County, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
May says it is important to download maps and make sure you have lights in the event you ever get lost after dark. Kentucky's gun ownership laws could soon change to favor people with felony convictions. The Attorney General is appealing a ruling on the Second Amendment. Right now, felons in Kentucky cannot legally possess guns. Last week, a Jefferson County Circuit Court judge ruled that violates the Second Amendment. Attorney General Coleman says he's confident the Court of Appeals will reverse the judge's decision. A London woman is facing charges after deputies say she assaulted another woman. Deputies responded to a welfare check on Wednesday. That's when they learned 35-year-old Danielle Burton had assaulted another woman by shoving her to the ground. They say Burton was reportedly out of control. She's being charged with fourth-degree assault. March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month, and officials are educating folks on the importance of early detection. Baptist Health Lexington brought doctors to a health fair, helping people learn about the disease. And even though people are typically advised to get screened for colon cancer at 45, it can impact people of all ages.
I went on and got it done, and because my mom, that was my initial, you know, if she could do it, I could do it. And I was one of those ones that just kept putting it off, and then I was like, they're pressing me.
And here's a not so fun fact. Colon cancer is more common here in Kentucky than any other state in the nation, which is why Baptist Health says it makes prevention and treatment incredibly important. After taking care of her mother with breast cancer and undergoing a double mastectomy herself, a Central Kentucky woman is working to help people in recovery. Rebecca Baker spent more than a year as her mom's primary caretaker after she was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer. And that is what inspired her to create Betty's Brave and Beautiful Hearts to support women recovering from mastectomies.
I found all of these items that helped her be more comfortable, have a little bit more dignity while she was at home. And these were things that insurance doesn't cover and people may not even know about.
If you'd like to support Betty's Brave and Beautiful Hearts, you can find a link to donate in this story on our website. Social media can be a positive thing when it comes to connecting with one another and learning more about the world. But when it comes to medical advice or symptom searching, it can often leave us more anxious than we were before. Dr. Erica Almodovar is a general surgeon with Baptist Health Corbin. She says the biggest issue that comes from turning to social media for medical inquiries is misinformation.
Been a shift in the questions and the type of information that the general public has access to based off of social media. But I have heard some of my younger patients say, oh, on TikTok or on Instagram, I heard so-and-so got their gallbladder out and they had XYZ problem.
Dr. Almodovar says algorithms know when we're falling down that rabbit hole of information. So when you notice that happening, it is important to take a step back and turn to those trusted sources or your own doctor for the information you're searching for. Kentucky Children's Hospital is working to make sure kids are comfortable with doctors and understand the treatment they're getting by taking care of Teddy. Saturday, doctors encouraged kids to bring their favorite toy for treatment. The kids get to step into the role of Doctor too, taking care of their stuffed animals in different treatment areas to make them more comfortable with doctors.
Giving them a safe environment where they can explore the equipment, see how it works, touch it, feel it, use it, it makes them less scared when they actually have it used on them.
And there are some other ways you can normalize a trip to the doctor for your child. Experts recommend buying a toy doctor's kit and showing them how to use it, so at their next appointment they're familiar with all of their doctor's tools. One Eastern Kentucky family is working to get kids ready for the holiday 1 week before Easter Sunday. Saturday, Paula Butcher and her husband Danny went throughout Johnson County bringing the Easter Bunny to kids to help spread the Easter spirit. Danny started doing this 6 years ago and has been doing events like this for kids ever since. Paula says it's a way to share the true meaning behind Easter.
And the Easter Bunny gets all the hype for Easter, when it's all about the resurrection of Jesus. And what better way to celebrate than to bring the true meaning to the kids out here that's not going to get it.
Paula says to see the kids' eyes light up and spreading the word of God is the best part of it all.
A good Monday morning to you. Temperature-wise, not too bad. Yes, some of us are in the 30s, like Manchester at 37, Wise at 37, 34 up at Ashland, but we're all pretty much in the 40s. And don't tell me I froze again. Yes, lower 50s at Monticello. we'll go ahead and broaden the view out and notice, yes, indeed, we got some radar returns out across our western counties this morning. But don't worry, the air is dry close to the ground, which means anything that precipitates from the base of those clouds above us coming in, guess what? It's going to dry up. And we're going to keep it dry as we head through the day. So we'll get some sunshine this morning, calling it partly sunny. We'll also maintain a partly sunny sky for the drive home. The breeze is an issue. That's why we have the elevated fire risk. Forecast high today in Hazard up to 73. All right, we'll time out the showers. We'll talk about a cool down to wrap up the work week. Your first alert 7-day forecast coming up in just a few moments. Olivia?
Thanks, Tim, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:41. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. We'll take a look at the 4 suspects in court accused of a terror attack at the concert hall in Moscow.